This WhatsApp AI assistant that you're seeing on screen has been completely built out by Claude Code. All I had to do was prompt it in plain simple English and it built the entire bot for me. So let me message it. This bot handles inbound conversations for a pet salon and spa. So customers can easily ask it questions, it can help answer them, it can give them recommendations, and it can also book appointments for them. So let's say that I would like to book it. So it collects crucial details, for example, the name, email, etc., so that it can enter it in the system from where the team can access it. Then it gives you a list of slots you can choose from, or else you can tell your own. For example, let's go with Monday, 29 June, and the slot has been booked. As easy as that. And that goes directly into your calendar system. Similarly, you can connect it to other systems and it can take actions on your behalf and it can help your customers. If you're interested, watch this video till the very end. We will be using Claude Code to code out the entire bot for us. We will be deploying it on a VPS so that it runs 24/7 and we are going to ensure that it is of production level quality. So hello everyone, my name is Yashica. I'm the founder of Automates AI, and till date we have deployed more than 25 WhatsApp AI assistants for businesses across the globe. And in this video I'm going to use all of my experience to help you set one up for yourself or for your client. And if you're ready, stick till the very end, and for people who are interested in working with us, the link to our website is in the description. We can help you set up AI systems that save your team a ton of time and help increase productivity as well as efficiency. So let's start off by setting up Claude Code. Claude Code is an AI coding assistant by Claude, and we will be using it to code our WhatsApp AI assistant. So we will be prompting it in plain English and it will be building the project for us. So even if you're a non-technical person, you can easily follow along and you should be able to set it up. Now, there are many different ways of accessing Claude Code. As you can see, some people prefer the terminal, some people prefer web, some people prefer an IDE. I personally prefer VS Code. Things are much more organized, it's easy, and it's not intimidating, at least for me. So if you are setting it up for the first time, I would recommend that you install Visual Studio Code. It's available for macOS and Windows, so you can easily install it. Once it is installed, open a fresh folder. For example, you can call it WhatsApp AI Assistant. So now this is a folder on your computer or laptop, and any code files that are generated during the process will be listed right here. And to access Claude Code, you simply have to download it as an extension. So simply search for Claude Code. You will find the extension. Download the one which is by anthropic.com with the blue tick. And once you do that, you will spot it right here. So now we can close these. And here we have Claude Code. Obviously, if you are doing it for the first time, it will ask you to sign into your Claude account, or if you want, you can also connect your API keys. So to begin with, we are going to choose the plan mode. So basically, we're first going to plan the project before building. This is going to help Claude get a bigger picture of what we're working on, and will also help you save tokens and save back and forth. The creator of Claude Code, the employees at Claude, Andre Karpathy, all of them recommend using the plan mode before you start building. So let me dictate my prompt, and while doing so, I am going to focus on the outcome. Basically what I expect out of this project. I'm not going to focus on how you should do it. Instead, I'm going to focus on what I want. And Claude Code is quite good at coming up with the how part of things, which programming language, etc. So you don't have to worry about it, okay? So let's start. Hey Claude, I want to build a WhatsApp AI assistant for my business. I own a pet salon and spa. It is called Petsy. And we want to basically have this inbound bot that helps our customers. This bot must answer any queries that they have. It could be about pricing, maybe they need some direction, and then if they're interested, it should help them book an appointment. The bot must be friendly, it must understand the difference between existing customers and non-existing customers. It must only ask one question at a time. It can use emojis as and when needed, that is fine. We also want to give it context regarding our business so that it can easily help our customers. So those are my requirements. Come up with the architectural plan for this customer support assistant for my business. Alright, so now let me send this prompt. Alright, so now it's asking us questions. So anytime Claude code is unclear, it asks you instead of just assuming things, which I think is a nice thing about Claude. So do you have your actual Petsy business details ready, or should you use placeholder data? So now, since I am using a hypothetical brand, I don't really own a Petsy store or whatever, I'm just going to ask it to come up with hypothetical data for the time being. So let me tell it come up with hypothetical business details for now. The next question, which part do you want to tackle first after the plan is approved? So do you want to build end to end? Do you want to scaffold and core AI first, or just the plan for now? For now, let's just go with the plan. Alright, so based on our input, it has come up with the architectural plan, which you can read right here. So this is the tech stack it is suggesting. So it's suggesting using Python, and then for AI, obviously it is suggesting Claude's API. Then for the database, for the WhatsApp channel, it is suggesting Twilio, which I'm not a big fan of. Then here's more details around the database, etc. So you can go through it, and if you want to give it some feedback, you can. Now, based on my experience of setting up so many of these WhatsApp AI assistants, I obviously want to give it feedback. So I'm going to proceed with number 3, which is keep planning. And now let me give it some feedback. So good job on the architectural plan. Firstly, we don't want to use Twilio. Instead, we want to use the Meta API directly. Now for the AI model, basically the AI API, we don't want to use Claude. Instead, we want to use OpenRouter because it gives us access to all the leading AI models, all from just one API key. The other thing I want to flag is that we want to have memory for our AI assistant, which means that at any given point in time, we want to send the last 15 messages to it so that it understands the context and it can personalize the conversation accordingly for the customer. Now for the system prompt of the AI assistant, I want you to create a separate text file that I can easily edit if I want to make any changes to my AI assistant. So add it as a separate text file in the same project directory. As I mentioned before, right now you have to come up with hypothetical data for the business, like their address, operating hours, pricing, services, etc. Later on, that will be updated. Talking about the appointment booking flow, we want to use cal.com. So that is what we use for our appointment booking, and we want to continue using it. So please set up the functionality wherein you can check the appointment slots, for example, if the slot is booked or if it's empty. And secondly, have the functionality of booking in using the name, email address, and additional notes. Also phone number should be passed on, which should be the phone number that they're messaging from. We don't want to ask them for the phone number, just use the one they're messaging from. Then the bot must also know the current date and time. And if I type restart in the chat, then the chat must restart automatically. As soon as I type restart, there should be a message that says conversation has restarted, and then I can start fresh because I will be testing it multiple times. We want this bot to be production grade. So for anything that expires, for example, access tokens, etc., please find a way that allows us to, have it long term without making changes frequently. So keeping that in mind, that we're gonna make it production ready, we're gonna have it in front of thousands of customers, I want you to write the enterprise level or production grade code. It must not break whatsoever, and before you ask me to test anything, make sure you test it on your end. And if you really need something from my end, only then you must ask. If you can generate it yourself, don't be lazy and don't ask me to do it. So that's all I had to say. Update the architectural plan. Alright, so this is my big feedback to it. Spending a little time on the planning mode can then save you a lot of time while you're testing. Okay, so it has updated the architectural plan based on our feedback. And for our AI model, we're going to use OpenRouter instead of a specific API like Claude or OpenAI, because OpenRouter gives you access to hundreds of AI models, and even the ones that are gonna come in the future, all of them are updated here. So we're gonna use this one. This video is not sponsored by OpenRouter, it's just that I tend to use it in all of my projects because I don't just want to stick to one provider. So alright, I think we are good to start now. So I'm going to select the first option, which is yes, and auto accept. And now it's going to start building the project. As you can see right now, we don't have any files in here, but one by one, it's going to write all the code files for us. Alright, so it has finished writing the code files, as we can see right here. Now it needs some manual work from our end, for example, creating the meta app, which is going to allow us to connect to WhatsApp's API. Then it needs OpenRouter API key for the AI model and cal.com for the calendar. Now, if you want, you can switch cal.com with Google Calendars, your CRM, or whichever booking system you're using. Or if you don't want this functionality, you can drop it and you can add another functionality, another integration, just a matter of prompting. So let's start off with the Meta app. So firstly, you have to search for Meta developers and go to the first link. And from here, you have to sign into a Facebook account. It would be good if that is your business account. Once you're inside, just click on Create App. So let me call it Betsy. For the use case, select WhatsApp. Next. So here you have to choose a business portfolio. It's going to ask for your business information and you will have to get it verified. Click on Next, and then Create App. Then head over to Use Cases and Customize, and then start using API. Now, while you're building the bot and while you're testing the bot, you can simply use a test number. So you just click on From and generate a test number. You don't really have to worry about the country code or anything for now, it's fine. And later on, you can add your own business phone number. Similarly, for the to number, you will have to verify one number from which you will be testing this bot. For example, if I'm testing the bot from my personal WhatsApp account, I'm going to add my personal number here and I'm going to verify it with an OTP, so that if I message this test number, I get a reply. Otherwise, if you don't do that verification here, you won't get a reply from the test number. But yes, once the actual business phone number has been set up, then anyone on earth can message it and they can get a reply. So I have already verified my recipient phone number, which I'm going to add here in a second. So firstly, we're going to copy the phone number ID, then head over to the env.example file. Here, just change the phone number ID, save it. After that, go to app settings and basic. Here you will find the app secret, which we have to paste right here. And then we need the access token. For that, search for Facebook business, then settings, and then system users. Click on add. Let me call it the Betsy bot. Let's give it admin permissions. So I already have one, so I'm just going to click on generate token. We're going to select our app, never expires. Okay, wait, we also need to add it to the app role. So go to apps, select the app, assign people, and then select the user you have created, and we can turn on the access. Okay, now if we go back, we can generate the token. Well, it's still not letting me do it. Let me first go back here. Yeah, I think I've given it the access. So let me just refresh the page. And let's try now. Yeah, now it works. Okay, so we're gonna give it the permissions needed. Continue. So here's the access token we wanted, and I'm going to paste it right here. Next up, we need to configure the webhooks. So before that, I'll have to speak to Claude. So let me tell it that I have added the Meta access token, phone number ID, and app secret in the .env file. Sorry, it's the .env.example file. For the webhook, I need you to generate it on my behalf, because if you look closely at step number 3, it is basically asking us to generate it and I'm telling it to generate it for me. Okay, I think I wasn't very clear. So I don't want the webhook token, I want the webhook callback URL that I can add in Meta. So it will be setting up the callback URL on Ngrok. So we need to get it an auth token. Now this is just for the testing phase. Once we have it on our server, we will change it with our own callback URL, which is our own server URL. So just for now, we'll go to this link. Okay, so we're in. I'm going to go to your auth token, copy that, and I'll send it. It's fine if you send it in the chat. This is just for the testing phase. It's not going to go live into production anyways. Alright, so we have got our URL, which is right here. I'm going to copy this, and going back to Meta, we're gonna go back to our API setup and now go to configuration, and we're going to paste the callback URL. So basically, every time a message comes in on that WhatsApp number, it is going to call this URL, which will tell our code that, okay, there's a new message, and then it's going to prepare a reply. For the verify token, it's more of a password that you can come up with, but I'm just going to use this one that Claude has generated for me. I think it's much more secure, but you can easily come up with anything like, you know, Betsy _ verify token 95044, whatever. It's just a password. But whatever you enter here, make sure you update it right here. Okay, so both of them should match. And another thing we have to do here is subscribe to messages right here. Now let's publish the app. So let me ask Claude to write or / draft a privacy policy, because publishing the app needs a privacy policy. So you simply go to app settings. Okay, so it has written it here. So simply copy the privacy policy, then paste it inside of a Google Doc. You don't have to worry a lot about it. And then share it with anyone. Copy the link and paste it here inside of app settings basic and save it. Now we can publish the app. So go back to the publish tab and hit publish. So this is going to take our app to the live mode. And later on, once we have the server where we are going to deploy the WhatsApp bot so that it runs 24/7 and it can speak to multiple people at one given point in time, we will have to change the URL here, and that's it. And yes, we will also have to update the phone number, which is your actual business phone number. Okay, so going back here, this part has been completed. Now let's complete these as well. So OpenRouter. So let's search for OpenRouter. Now if you want your bot to use AI, you have to connect it to an LLM, and that costs money. Now if you want, you can connect to separate providers like Claude or OpenAI, but I prefer connecting it to like a unified provider like OpenRouter, so that you have access to all of these, AI models just from one API key. So simply create an account on this one, add some credit balance here and auto top up, and then let's generate an API key. So let's call it the WhatsApp AI agent and simply paste it here. Okay, now here you can choose the model for your bot. As I said, you have a lot of options to choose from, but something like GPT 5.1 can help you. In terms of cost and performance, I think this works really well for bots. Even Claude's Sonnet is nice. I'm talking as of today's date. Obviously in the future it's going to update. So whichever model you like, just copy the name, not the name, the ID, and paste it here. Okay. Next up, let's do a cal.com setup. So cal.com is basically a calendar or a booking service. So if we connect this to our bot, it will easily be able to look at the booked appointments and book new appointments. So I'm going to go to settings and API keys, and I'm going to generate one for the WhatsApp bot, which never expires, and we are going to paste it here. Now cal.com allows you to create different events. For example, in this case, it could be there's another event for a cat appointment, there's another event for full grooming. You can have multiple events, and you can also have a separate event for AI booked calls. And whichever event you would want the AI to use, just simply copy the ID from the URL of that event and paste it here. It's also asking for the username, so you will find the username in the settings, which again we can paste here. Okay, so that completes this. You can save it. In cal.com, you can also update like questions you would like to ask, for example, name, email, etc., so that your team knows who has booked the call, etc. So that's really up to you. That's more of a cal.com thing. It works very similar to Calendly. So let me tell it that I've completed the .env file. Okay, so the bot is fully live. Now before we message it, we will just make sure that it is still running, because right now we're in the test environment. So let's check the prompt, which is right here. So you are Coco. Okay, let me remove this emoji. So you're Coco, the friendly virtual assistant for pet salon and spa. Okay, business information, your personality. Okay, services. It's using a lot of emojis. Anyways, policies. Okay, then here's the booking flow. So it's saying that if it's a new customer, ask for their name. I don't think this is a good practice. So let me tell it, I'm reading the system prompt, and for the new users, we don't want to straight away ask for their name. Instead, we want to ask them, how can we help them? The goal is not to go into the booking flow directly. Instead, if someone is interested, or if they're showing interest by any means, by asking pricing or about our services, only then we must direct them to booking, and always ask them if they would like to proceed with the booking in case they haven't specified that. So we want the bot to be extremely conversational. So it starts by how can I help you, and then based on their needs, it helps them, maybe answers questions, etc. And only if it makes sense, it gives the option for booking. Okay, so let me send this. So just like this, you can update the behavior of your WhatsApp bot. You want it to do something, you tell it to update the system prompt. You don't want it to do something, you update it in the system prompt right here. You can do it yourself, it's fine, or you can ask Claude Code to do it for you. Okay, so yeah, it has been updated. So now let's go ahead and test our bot. Now, as I said in the beginning, if you're using the test number, you have to add your phone number inside of Meta in that to section I mentioned. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a reply back. And later on, when we add our actual phone number, then you don't have to worry about it. You message it from any number and it will respond. Okay? So just giving you a warning in case you forgot. And now let's message it. One more thing before you start testing, generate an access token here and then click on send message. If you get a message on your WhatsApp number, your personal WhatsApp number, then it means that it's all working. And now we can test it. So as you can see, I got this message from Meta, which means that the connection worked fine. And now let me send it a message and let's see if our bot replies. And it did. So it's saying, hi there, how can I help you today? So let me ask it, I want to know more about your services. Alright, so here's a full message about the services. Then it's asking, do you have a dog, cat, or another pet? Let me say cat. Okay. So then it's asking, is your cat short-haired or long-haired? I'd say short. And now it is suggesting the bathe and brush plus pedicure. Oh, okay, that means pedicure. Are you mainly looking for help with shedding nails or just an overall cleanup? Let me just say overall cleanup. Because a new customer doesn't really know about your services. You have to understand their needs and then make recommendations, which is exactly what it is doing. Okay, so it's suggesting this one for 500 and optionally you can add the pedicure for 350. Let me say I think I'm good without the pedicure. I love how it has changed the spelling for it, like nice. So it's an indoor cat. Now I think this back and forth is taking a lot of time. We should cut down on these. So it should just ask about 2 to 3 questions and then recommend and go directly into booking. So yeah, it's a little bit off the rails here. So we will have to update that in the prompt. For now, I'm just going to continue by saying I want to book an appointment. Okay, so my full name. These details that it is collecting from me, all of this will be mentioned in that booked appointment from where the team members can contact. Alright, email address. It's saying I'm having trouble fetching the available slots. That's a red flag. Would you prefer an appointment on a weekday or a weekend? Wait. So now let's go back to Claude and let's see what happened here. Hi Claude, I tested the bot. The good news is that it replied. But here's a little bit of feedback. Firstly, I think that there's a lot of back and forth that goes into understanding the customer and, directing them to booking an appointment. Instead, I would want it to just ask about 2 to 3 main questions and then recommend and direct them to booking in case they want to know about our services. If they have specific questions, then help them with that. And if it makes sense, then, suggest booking an appointment. The other thing is that I think the cal.com integration is not working fine because it said that it is not able to fetch the available slots. So can you please look into that and fix it so that I can test it end to end? Okay, so Claude has fixed that silly mistake and has also updated the prompt. So let's test it again. So I'm going to send restart and we're going to do another conversation. So let me type restart. Let me ask it how much does a full groom cost? I have a German Shepherd. Alright, so here's the pricing. Would you like to book a full groom for your German Shepherd? Perfect. Yes. Well, I don't know, but let's go with large. Just look at the enthusiasm here. Okay, so here's my name. Then it's gonna ask for the email probably. Yes. Alright, so now cal.com is working. So it is suggesting a few slots on Monday. Let me ask it, is 2 p.m. available? Yes, same day. Oh, 2 p.m. is not available. Alright, let's go with 11. So these are basically availability settings inside of cal.com. Okay, so the booking did not go through. Now I think this time it's a problem with the booking flow. Claude fixed the availability flow and now it's this flow. So let's fix this one as well. With integrations, it takes a little bit of time during testing. So let me tell it the booking did not go through, please fix it. Okay, so there was a mapping issue. I think that is fixed now, so let's try again. So this time let me directly tell it I want to book an appointment for my cat. Okay, so for the service, let's go with full groom again. I really like this emoji. Okay, size small. It's like a kitten. Okay. Should it be asking the pet's name, do you think? Email ID. Okay, so now let me ask it, does 11 work? 11 a.m. Yeah, but I prefer 11. Okay, so now it's saying that it's not free. So then let's go with 10:30. I think 11 might not be free because Claude might have booked it during testing. It also does testing on its end, so it might have booked it. Alright, so it's done. Let me check my calendar. And yes, indeed, the meeting was booked. Alright. So I think this one was booked by Claude and this one was booked by us. Beautiful, sweet. So that completes most of our setup. So coming back here, once you're satisfied with the bot you have built, once you think that the testing phase is complete, you have given it feedback, you will have to come back here and click on add phone number. Now this is going to ask you to add your business details, add the phone number, verify it using an OTP. Now I would suggest that use a fresh number if possible, like a number that does not have WhatsApp or a number that your team is not already using. You can also buy a new phone number and add it. If not, existing one is also fine. And once you do that, you will be able to message your actual phone number and then have the bot up and running there. And not only that, anyone can message it and get a reply. It's not limited to certain phone numbers, like in the case of a test number. As of now, I don't have a phone number handy that I can add here and I can show you the process. Next up, a lot of people have this question, which is how many people can message my bot at one given point in time, and how many of them can have like individual conversations at one point. So for that, you have to ask it, help me understand the concurrency for my bot. Alright, so it is not giving any actual numbers. Let me ask it to tell me in terms of numbers. Okay, so this is the ceiling that it is giving at the moment, which is 680 AI responses per hour. So now this is where deploying it on our own virtual private server comes into play. Firstly, the bot right now is not equipped to run 24/7. A little bit of inactivity, you closing your computer can close the bot. So you have to manually go in and run the server again, which is not what we want. Instead, we want our customers to be able to message it at 3 a.m. at night and get a reply. You could be on a vacation and this should work. And hence, we are going to deploy our bot to a VPS. And talking about the concurrency as well, if we deploy it on a nice server, the concurrency increases. It will be able to handle many more conversations at a single point in time. Now, while there are various VPS providers in the market that you can choose to deploy your WhatsApp AI assistant, I would recommend hosting it on Hostinger's VPS. Now, while this video is being sponsored by Hostinger, I have to be very honest that I am using Hostinger's VPS for my own hostings as well as for my client hosting. So anything that we build using Claude code that requires a VPS to function, maybe an Instagram bot, maybe a website related bot, or any other project, I personally choose Hostinger's VPS. Two reasons: first, cost to performance, and second, uptime. I haven't seen any downtimes. I've been using it for like 2 years now, I don't know, and I haven't had any complaints regarding that. And the cost to performance is amazing. You will see it for yourself. So if you scroll down here, you will be able to see their pricing options, and if you compare it to the other ones in the market, you will see the difference. For these configurations, they're giving you a VPS for so less. Like, even on top of this, I will ensure that you get extra discounts, and their support team is there to help you 24/7. On top of that, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So it's a no-brainer. So if you have built your WhatsApp AI assistant by following me throughout the video and you're ready to deploy, check out the link to this page in the description. From there, scroll down and select the KVM2 plan. For this WhatsApp bot, and I'm assuming that you get considerate amounts of messages every single day, I would suggest going with KVM2, which comes with 2 vCPU cores, 8GB RAM, 100GB NVMe disk space, and 8TB bandwidth. It's not that you just have to use the VPS for this WhatsApp AI assistant, you can also use it for hosting other things. If you have an existing VPS, you can also use that. So simply click on choose plan, then choose for how long you would like to rent the VPS for, and choose a server location which is the closest to you. For the operating system, go with Ubuntu and their latest stable version. Now, in case you're going with the 12 months or the 24 months plan, you can use the coupon code Yashica20 to get a flat 20% off on your cart value. There you go. So this applies on 24 months as well as the 12 months plan. In case you want to experiment first without committing, obviously you can go with their 1 month plan and later on upgrade to the 12 months plan. So once you're all set, click on continue, create an account, and now let me show you how Claude Code can do the deployment for you. So during your onboarding process of the VPS, it is going to ask you to choose a password. So make sure you make a note of that password somewhere, which you will need to access your VPS. So once you're all set, head over to API. Then head over to Claude Code and select all of these. It is going to give you this JSON which you have to copy. Open a new chat and ask it to add this to the, which file is it? This one. This file. And let me copy it again and paste. So we're basically making a connection between Claude and Hostinger so that Hostinger can do the deployment for us, because who wants to take the headache of deployment? So that is done. Now we need to replace our API key here. So just simply generate API token. Let's give it a name. Never expires. Copy. So you just click on this. It's going to open that file for you. And just replace your token here with the token for all of these. Okay. After that, open a new chat and go to MCP servers. And here's our Hostinger MCP. So it's saying it's still connecting. So let's wait for it. So after waiting for a few minutes, you can ask it to find my Hostinger VPS and then deploy my WhatsApp AI assistant on the server. Return the callback URL that I will replace in the Meta app. Securely add all credentials. So this is going to do the deployment on our behalf. So let's wait for a few minutes. Alright, so the deployment is complete. And this is the callback URL that we are going to use. So coming back here, inside configuration, replace it here. As I said, that was a temporary one. And for the verification token, just copy this and paste it here. Save. And that right there completes deployment. We can do one more quick test, and if we get a response, everything is going good. If you want, even after deployment, you can connect your actual business phone number. That is completely fine. And you can change it anytime in the future. So let me message it. I'm doing this test because we had changed the webhook URL, and here's the reply. So yes, everything is working fine. The webhook URL swap that we did is also working. The deployment was successful. Alright everyone, so that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope you were able to learn something new and build something new. If that was the case, don't forget to like the video and do subscribe to the channel. I'm seeing that people are watching my videos but not subscribing. And I guess that it doesn't take $1 to subscribe, so kindly subscribe if you want to watch more videos like these. If possible, do turn on the bell notification. If you are interested in adding an AI agent to your team workforce, if you're interested in voice agents to help you save time on calls, if you're interested in AI workflows that can help reduce manual work, then check out the link to our website in the description. We help with exactly that. We have helped numerous businesses save hours and hours every single week using AI systems, and we can do the same for you. So book a call with our team today. If you want to get on a one-on-one call with me, if you want to understand something, you're stuck somewhere, you need my help, or you want to talk about another project, in any way, if you want to take advantage of my expertise, you can check out the link to my consulting calendar in the description. If you want to see exclusive content from my site, don't forget to follow me on X as well as LinkedIn, and you can send me a connection request on LinkedIn if you want to connect with me personally. Apart from that, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you want to see something in the future, again, let me know in the comments. If possible, hype this video. I would really appreciate that. And I guess that is all that I had to say for this video. So yes, I will meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.